Hey Gender Blenders, it's Gavin, the almost non-existent guy that's supposed to post on Wednesdays. Yeah, I said it. I am so sorry for my lack of presence. I have had a kidney stone for 5 months. 5 months. Yep. And I don't know if any of you have ever had a kidney stone. If you have, then you understand. If you haven't, let me just give you a little point of reference. I have had women tell me that they would rather give birth to another child without any analgesia or pain relief than have another kidney stone. And I know this channel is not about me, but I'm just going to take a little minute here to give you a little taste. So I've had this kidney stone for 5 months, and I went in last week to have a lithotripsy, just a simple lithotripsy, where they wave a wand over the outside of your body and break up the stone, and you're able to pass it because it breaks it up into small bits and it doesn't feel excruciatingly painful. Well, unfortunately, the stone had dropped too low or out of the range of vision for the magic wand, so I couldn't have that done. So instead, I got a cystoscopy, which is where they ram a camera tube up your urethra, which is the orifice from which your urine comes out. Very small hole, and they ram a camera tube into it. So they did that, and they shot some dye up into my ureter, which you have two kidneys. You have two little tubes that come off the kidneys and join with the bladder. Those are your ureters. So they shot some dye up into my left ureter, and they saw the stone, and they tried to pull it out, but apparently it was so lodged that it wouldn't move, it wouldn't come out. So they put a stent in. So I've had this stent since last Friday, and I can feel it all the time. Just sitting here, I can feel it. It's horrible. I can feel it when I move. I can't straighten my left leg out all the way. I can't stand up straight. I can't laugh too hard or breathe too deep because it hurts. On pain medicine all the live long day, and the stone has yet to come out. And I found out Monday while speaking to the doctor that apparently I have ureters the size of a fetus. My ureters are freakishly small. So I'm at even more of a disadvantage. There's a strong possibility that I will not pass the stone even with a stent, and I'm looking at major invasive surgery. So, with all of that having been said, I apologize for my lack of presence, but that's why. But I'm here now, so let's get going. It's week 177, and the topic is, a bad thing almost happened just then. The topic is, what advice or support can you give to those who know or feel they are transgender but for whatever reason are unable to live as themselves? This is a difficult topic for me to give advice on, simply because I feel like it's not entirely appropriate to give advice on situations that you haven't really experienced yourself, because I feel to give good, authentic advice, you have to have a sense of empathy for that which you were advising about. And for me, as soon as I figured out what the whole concept and world of trans was, I came out. So I never really felt like I had to hide in the closet when I discovered or determined that that's what was going on, that I was transgender. Again, with that having been said, let me just say that if you are in this position, if you do know that you are trans, or gender queer, gender variant, or whatever. Apparently my dog has rabies, sorry. whatever point of the spectrum you're on and you have to stay in the closet, first of all, let me say I'm sorry. And I know that doesn't do you any good, but I can't imagine what it would be like to have to live like that. And I really, truly am sorry that you're going through that. Rabies. My heart goes out to you. I would just encourage you to try to focus on what I like to call the light at the end of the tunnel, because I would hope that while you are currently in a situation that you have to remain closeted, I would hope that there is some point that you have to look forward to in the future where you will be out of that situation, able to take yourself out of that situation and live as the person and the gender that you feel you truly are. So just try to stay focused on that light at the end of the tunnel. Try to stay focused on the steps that you're going to have to take to get there. Just take it one step at a time. Just as an example, let's say you are a younger person and you're still living at home with parents or parental figures, and you have to remain closeted. So a good path to take would be, number one, to enroll in university and go live at the dorms, a university like in a different state or in a different town, so that you could be more of yourself without having to worry about the repercussions of your family finding out. So you want to make good grades, so focus on your grades and doing the things that are necessary to get into college and get out of that environment where you can't be yourself. Another example, again, if you're a younger person and you're living at home with parents or parental figures, and you're old enough to seek gainful employment, then focus on getting a job and saving up your money, prospectively finding a roommate, because that always makes the financial burden of living on your own a little easier to take, a little more tolerable financially. Save up that money and get yourself out of there. Just try to stay focused on the time that is coming that you will be free of that environment, and stay focused on the steps that you need to take to get out of that environment. Because if you keep your nose to the grindstone and do what needs to be done and everything that you possibly can to get yourself out of that situation, not only will you be out of that situation and you'll be a much happier individual, but you'll be able to look back and say, I did that myself. And that's always a really good feeling, and it helps boost your self-esteem, which helps in all areas of your life. So, without sounding too preachy or like I'm actually giving advice, that would be my thoughts on this topic, is just to encourage you to focus on the positive aspects of the situation, and those would be the time that you are able to get out of that environment and the steps you need to take to get yourself out of that environment. And if you're having a really dark time, if you're really discouraged and down, then as always, I encourage you to reach out to your community for encouragement and words of wisdom and positive perspectives. I just ask, one thing that frustrates me with people that seek out advice, and not everyone does it, of course, but when you try to give them encouragement and suggestions for things to do, they shoot every suggestion that you make down. So I also ask you to be open-minded and to be open to hearing what people have to say when you do reach out to your community in those dark times. And I know it's hard. I've had my own share of dark times, but you have to really open your mind and try to stay focused on the positive, as impossible as that may seem sometimes. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot I can say. So I guess I'll just make funny faces. Yeah. I hope I get to post next week. I have an appointment on the 27th, and I don't even ever know what day that is. We'll see. If I don't, I'm sorry. I will post when I can. Anywho, I hope to see y'all soon, and keep me in your thoughts and send me some positive energy. Y'all take care.